Ah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin, and welcome to another latest Chelsea news edition. Once again, quite a lot of things to go through, quite a lot of news that has materialized over the last 24 hours, but we must start the program from this particular player, Malang Sarr. I've got a serious conversation to have with you guys, and I want to really know how you feel about this in the comment section, because for me, when I saw this news early UK time yesterday, today earlier on, I really felt quite sad about this whole situation. So let's start looking at the news first, and then I'm going to give you guys my opinion about it. So it goes something like this. Malang Sarr no longer has a locker in the first team building and gets changed with Chelsea's youngsters in the academy building instead. His salary is around 100,000 a week and he's desperate to play senior matches again. So doesn't have a locker in the first team. He's, if you guys know, he's a senior player. Like he's not eligible, I don't think, to play for the academy. I'm pretty certain about that. He's featured for the senior team. He's featured when Thomas Tuchel was around, and he's put in some pretty good performances during that Thomas Tuchel era. So yeah, he's no longer part of the senior members. His locker has been taken away, and he participates in the academy. Friends of Malang Sarr have told The Athletic they are worried about him. They have never seen him as down as this. Now, before I get into the next part of this particular story, which is, some of you guys might be saying, oh, he's getting so much money, no wonder he's sticking around. No, he's actually tried to leave. Now, before we get into that topic, I just want to say, I mean, this is a lesson that we need to learn. This is a lesson that Chelsea board owners, you can't just be bringing, and I'm not having a go at the current ownership for bringing him in, because they didn't bring him in. It was the previous owners, Roman Abramovich era, that's brought in someone like Malang Sarr. I think it was for a free transfer. Quite potentially, they thought they can make some money out of this particular player down the track. But look, the bottom line is new owners have come in, and it is their responsibility. This is their player. This is a Chelsea player, and they have full responsibility to make sure that they, they make something out of his career, right? So, look, the lesson that I've been saying is, when you bring in so many players, and once again, as I said, they have not brought in Malang Sarr, but he's just another player on top of a lot of players. We have to be careful about how their career is going. We can't just be bringing in all of these players and not have a plan for them, because you can potentially fall into this situation where you don't know what to do about them. Next up, Diego Moreira is another player who's now featuring in the academy, no problems, but every single season we need to know what we want to do. And if we don't feel that they are part of this football club, we don't feel that they have any future at this football club, we need to be able to let go of them immediately, because we can't mess about people's career. Mentally, it will hurt them. These are human beings at the end of the day. Mental illness is a real thing. A lot of people be like, oh, what mental illness, man? 100,000 a week. Shut your mouth and just do your role. No, it's not just about money. These players, at the end of the day, they have self-respect. They have self-pride. There needs to be some level of dignity. The fact that he's gone from the senior team, abolished, and into the academy, this would be hurting him. And now, to all the people that might be saying, well, why isn't he going? Why isn't he going? He has been trying to go. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. How Malang Sarr's move to Le Havre broke down. Malang Sarr asked for his last... So, by the way, the January transfer window that just went, Malang Sarr has put his hand up to leave. He has tried his level best to leave Chelsea Football Club, but Chelsea screwed up. So check this out. Malang Sarr asked for his last 18 months of his contract to be paid in full to leave. Understandable. There's still 18 months left. Chelsea, pay it up, and I'm out of here. However, a compromise, so he's still compromised. Some of you might be thinking, why didn't he compromise? He did compromise. Was reached at 50%, right? 50%. So 100,000 at 50% for the remaining 18 months. Chelsea then changed their minds and lowered the percentage. Sarr agreed even then. So it's not like Sarr wasn't compliant. He was fully compliant all this time. The player then traveled to France and got a call from Chelsea minutes before the deadline saying the move was off. this matched Le Havre's account, because these are some of the stories that was coming from Le Havre, and it matched it, and it makes sense 100%. If Chelsea really wanted this guy gone, they would have made sure that he was gone in the January window. Chelsea disagreed with this version of events, but made it clear that if they got no fee for Sarr, no compensation would be paid to him. So look, I get it. It's a business. Chelsea's looking for compensation, but at the same time, people know his stocks are low. Malang Sarr's stocks are low, and he's wanting to go. He's not getting utilized. So clubs are looking for a discount, of course. Now, if Chelsea are unable to accommodate for that discount, then you still can't do dirty on this player. You've got to at least allow him to train in the first team. I don't understand why that would be a big issue. He's a senior player. Just allow him to at least train. I honestly don't see any big problem there, unless if Pochettino thinks that that's just too many players to worry. But that's where Chelsea should have been able to just get rid of him then. You want a fee. You don't get the fee. Then you want to punish the player who was looking to leave Chelsea Football Club anyway. So, look, this is what I'm saying. I'm very, very worried for future players. You know, for instance, we've wasted 6 months of Andre Santos's career, development at Nottingham Forest. Cesare Cassidy is now back at Chelsea Football Club, and God knows what level of minutes he's really going to get and where his development's going to go. Diego Moreira, I've already talked about. Many more that we haven't even accounted for. So many. If you guys remember, there was a particular player called Charlie Webster in the academy. He's in the Dutch league. No one really talks about him. There's another player called Harvey Vale. I think he's in the championship. So all of these players, they're just going to get lost eventually. So we need to make sure we do the right thing with these young players. David Washington is another one in recently. And more importantly, if you look at in the senior team, someone like Mudryk, I'm worried what's going to happen to him. So we have to have a plan. We can't just be bringing in all of these people, young people. Chelsea are still willing to let Malang Sarr leave as a free agent again in the summer, but whether they pay off issue will emerge again remains to be seen. So look, in the summer, we need to do the business, because the fact that this is the particular point that really, really hurt me. Friends of Malang Sarr have told Athletic they are worried about him. They have never seen him as down as this. So we just don't want to get into that situation where, players are going through this type of scenario. So ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about Malang Sarr. I just needed to touch base on that, because I'm worried that many players down the track might fall into this situation. Now, next up, some news in regards to Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva's growing issue is leaving him in a race to be fit for Sunday's Carabao Cup final showdown with Liverpool, potentially his last chance at correcting his Wembley Stadium winless streak. I would love to see Thiago Silva, play, of course. Get that cup. He deserves it. He's done so much for Chelsea Football Club. And I get it. Now, in recent times, without him, we probably looked a little bit better in defense. And then it probably makes sense that we leave him out. I still think he's just an absolute colossal, defender. Obviously, legend of the game. But I also understand he's getting old. He's getting really old. And maybe the game is just a bit too fast for him. Maybe the way we want to defend, it's difficult to defend with him and his, I suppose, lack of mobility. And this is the next news. In dropping Thiago Silva, Chelsea have started to find a better balance in midfield, as Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo have less ground to cover when defending, with a quicker back four now able to push higher up. Now, look, I get it. It's very difficult to play high line with Thiago Silva and also play this sort of kind of at times open match that we were playing previously. It's going to be very difficult for someone like Thiago Silva to cover all the ground. So in recent times, it's not just the fact that Thiago Silva is not there. We have also stayed more compact in defense. The line between defense and midfield is a lot more shorter, a lot more tighter, as opposed to previously where it was just a lot of distance. So, but at the same time, I get it. I'm not advocating for Thiago Silva to pop back into the team. I've said recently, keep the team as intact as possible. If it's working, no need to change it. And Thiago Silva potentially will be leaving at the end of this year. There is no contract extension that's looming at the moment. But the one thing I will say is I don't like the disrespect. I can understand the constructive criticism, please don't disrespect Thiago Silva by saying he's not a good defender, this, that, the other. This guy is still so highly rated by so many people inside Chelsea, and not just inside Chelsea, but outside of Chelsea as well. I mean, so many players will tell you that in terms of a role model, in terms of the mentality monster, Thiago Silva is that. So, look, fully understand it. I wish he was able to play against Liverpool. At the same time, you know, I won't change anything around. If he can come off the bench, perfect. At least, hopefully, we win, and then he gets that opportunity to taste that victory by coming off the bench. And it will be a fine end to Thiago Silva's career at Chelsea Football Club as well, getting that silverware, hopefully in the Carabao Cup. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, PSG appreciate Levi Colwill. Chelsea will auto-dismiss any offer, and Colwill has zero interest in leaving Stamford Bridge right now. Look, maybe not right now, and this is coming from Ben Jacob. Look, maybe not right now, but don't forget, someone in the ilk of Levi Colwill, who is an academy player, they're going to bring pure profit to the football club. So if push comes to shove down the track, and if PSG offers a lot of money, these owners, the board that we have right now, they will entertain this. They will 100% entertain this. Maybe not right now. Down the track, they may entertain something like this. So look, and if Levi Colwill continues later on being as a left back, I know that shenanigan has stopped in recent times. He's now moved back into the centre back position. I don't really know why he was getting utilised as a left back. We did have left back options in the likes of Ian Martsen. Obviously, now he's gone before Chilwell was injured, but we didn't want to utilize him. We wanted to keep utilizing Levi Colwill. Now Chilwell is back, and Chilwell is taking his place as left back. So watch this space. I don't think there will be any concerns right now, but don't be fooled down the track. Pure profit, academy player Levi Colwill. If his stocks are rising, Chelsea are in the business of making pure profit, especially under this ownership. Brighton and Hove Albion head of recruitment Sam Jewell has accepted an offer to join Chelsea in a senior position. So that is confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. Another personnel from Brighton, another recruiter. Look, all I'm going to say is that I'm not too fussed anymore. How many times are you going to come here and keep complaining about getting more people from Brighton over and over again? All I'm going to say is, make sure you do the job at Chelsea Football Club. Get the correct players, get the right personalities, get the players that fit the football club and that can do the bits. Don't just get me the next gem after the next gem after the next gem. And then all of these stuff, all of these players will not turn out to be gems. Seriously. You may get 10 players, potentially 2 might turn out to be gems. So what do you do with the other 8? So let's see. I'll judge them as their time prolongs at Chelsea Football Club. Sam Jewell will be the senior multi-club role. He'll be the senior recruiter, I believe. So he's going to overlook the multi-club model that we are going to have, and he's basically going to recruit for not just Chelsea, but for all the other clubs. Right now, it's only Strasbourg, but we are looking to add more clubs. So he'll be looking at the recruitment for all of them. He will be on gardening leave now and is expected to start in November, so it's still a while away. Reports to Stewart and Winstanley at Chelsea. It just makes me wonder what Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley, what are you going to do? You seem to have delegated all your job, so kind of makes your job a bit obsolete. Chelsea's key ambition is to add more data-driven scouting and bolster the analytics department. It's not a surprise Chelsea has looked at Brighton's model, as the Seagulls have repeatedly punched above their weight thanks to smart recruitment. See, this is where I have the problem. I've got no problem, no issues about you trying to look for the gems, but to emulate what Brighton's doing, that's not going to work for Chelsea Football Club. Brighton does that because that is a key part of their survival. That is how they, financially stay afloat. It's a massive revenue stream for them. And this is what it comes down to. Maybe that's what Chelsea wants. Maybe for Chelsea, it's not about winning. Maybe it's all about the revenue. So look, once again, all of these data-driven scouting, what has all this data-driven scouting done for us right now? Look at all the players that are not performing well at Chelsea Football Club. They're all data-driven as well. What then? It's not just about data. It's about looking. It's the eye test as well. It's not only about the data. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are. Check this out. Last but not least, we have paid Brighton over 225 million in the last year for 11 players and staff players: Robert Sanchez, Marc Cucurella, Moses Caicedo, Ben Roberts, Graham Potter, Billy Reid, Bruno Salto, and the name just continues. We've paid them 225 million. It's clear to see you don't need to win anything. There you go. The evidence is right there. Do you know what I mean? 225 million Brighton has accumulated over the last year. How much do a Premier League winner get? Do you know what I mean? Like, I think somewhere around 150, 60, 70 million. They've accumulated 225 million in just sales just to us. So something to think about, ladies and gentlemen, something to think about where the direction of this football club is going. And we've always been dubious about it. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your comments in the comment section, and smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, everyone. Take care. See ya.